What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to get my bike running again. Let's get into it. Alright, so I know I said we would get right into it, but have to give a little shameless plug. If you guys can go down and hit that subscribe button down below, it would really help out the channel. I set a goal of reaching 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and we're more than halfway there. You guys have been killing it lately, and those of you who are subscribed, they really appreciate the support. But if you're not, do me a favor and help me out. Let's get back to the video. Like many projects that I start, it often begins with cleaning the mess that I made from the project prior. Man, I really need to get better with that. So with both bays of the garage mostly cleaned out, I decided to pull the bike out and move it to the other side to be closer to my tools when I realized the first problem. The set of bars that I had put on previously that actually caused me to dent the tank were just not going to work, so I decided to switch to another set of bars that I had from a donor motorcycle. So of course, when I switched from the drop bars to these more standard riser bars, the custom wiring harness that I made and all the controls ended up being too short, and I actually had to reroute some of the wiring harness. Luckily, I didn't end up having to rewire anything, and there was enough slack that I could make it work without putting too much tension on anything. One of the cool things I did on this bike was build this under seat electronics tray to hide everything and leave that center triangle of the bike open to create a unique look. In addition to that, I also used an M-Unit Blue. This basically removes all the old style glass fuses from the bike and creates a solid state system that powers the bike. It has some cool features like keyless start using your phone, and if a circuit trips, it'll tell you which one is out, and it can be instantly reset by turning the power on and off. Definitely a cool thing to have on a bike from 1982. So you see, I was checking to see if the bars would impact the tank at all, because the previous bars caused the controls to hit the front side of the tank, making it difficult to steer the bike in tight situations or when I was moving it around my garage. These bars ended up working perfectly. Ultimately, after seeing these bars on the bike, I think I like these better. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. So with all the controls and the new bars on, I moved the bike to the other side of the garage finally, and used my compressor to blow on a new set of grips. So with that done, I moved the bike outside to give it a good cleaning. This bike has been sitting in my garage for probably 9 months now and is covered in dust. So the first thing I did was blow the entire bike off with compressed air to remove all the heavy dust that was sitting on top of the surface, followed by a spray down with soapy water. After letting the soapy water sit for a couple minutes, I used an old wash mitt to wipe all the surfaces and remove any remaining dust. With everything washed, I once again blew it with compressed air to dry everything off and prevent water spots from forming caused by air drying. cleaning out of the way, I reinstalled the fuel petcock. Following that, I cut a couple pieces of rubber fuel line and put a fuel filter between them and attached them to the tank because it was easier to do this now before the tank was mounted on the bike. With the tank now fitted to the bike, I realized I needed to reposition the petcock to fit between the cylinder head and the carburetor. With that out of the way, I connected the fuel line and tightened the last clamp. This fuel line ended up causing problems later after the bike warmed up, but I'll get into that in a minute. With fuel added to the tank and the seat all mounted up, I got ready to try and start the bike. Oh, I almost forgot. I had to put these Honda badges back on. And of course, I had to run out to the store to get screws to get these on, and it delayed starting the bike. So remember I mentioned earlier that I had an issue with that fuel line? After I had let the bike warm up after the initial startup, I turned it off and the plastic fuel filter that I installed actually melted from the heat of the engine and broke and caused gasoline to pour out of that fuel line. And I guess in the haste of things, I didn't have my mic attached. Here's a little sequence of the bike being started up and ridden. Hope you enjoy. So the bike is all back together now. Sadly, there's one or two items that I need to fix. I have one of the carburetor bowls is leaking, and there's a little oil leak on the tack input that goes into the top of the cylinder head. I'm gonna fix those two things up now, but I won't bore you with those. This has been one of those projects that's been kind of hanging around for a long time. I know this video isn't anything crazy, but it's finally back together. I can get it out of my garage, and we can get on to making some more great content on this channel. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.